Hey everyone, Case here, and today we'll be reviewing the 100 Concepts HexCap. Now, some viewers recall I did a review of the RMR version of the HexCap around a year ago, and though I still stand by that review, I think there was a new conversation to be had in this video, specifically oriented around the Eotech EXPS optic. This optic is very popular for both airsoft and actual firearms, to say the least, and yet there wasn't a lot of products out there that serve as either a kill flash or sacrificial lens specific for that optic, let alone one that could serve the role of both. So with that, let's talk about it. First, let's check out 100 Concepts website. As I mentioned in the last video about them, they're a unique business that tends to focus on the more, I would call, niche products for the firearm community that many shooters would be interested in integrating with their kit but may not focus on immediately. They don't focus on tactical nylon, night vision, or firearms, but a lot of smaller, overlooked items. One example is the effective light cap system that I do use, and probably in time I'll do a video on that. And also they do the HexCap series, which serves as a hexagonal design that clips in front of your optic to mitigate glare from your glass and serve as a sacrificial lens from small debris such as sticks, rocks, or the Airsoft BB. As for features, the HexCap for the Eotech EXPS, you're looking at a squarish design with the thinner fins in the rear that allow you to easily clip and unclip the HexCap to the front of the optic. These days I use this optic almost exclusively for airsoft purposes, so I can't say for sure how this design holds up under the recoil of an actual firearm. But I will say the Trigicon RMR variant that I did a review on over a year ago has still been on an actual firearm and is held up against recoil perfectly. As for aesthetics, something I really appreciate with these HexCaps are how thin they are once installed. They don't stick out like a full inch like some optic kill flashes do. I'm looking at the one I use on my ACOG, for example. When looking down sights, I will admit shooting unmagnified does allow you to see the hexagonal pattern in the daytime. Now, it wasn't a big issue even when aiming with one eye closed, but you could see it, so some people might have an issue with that. What I will say is at night, low light conditions, or even a paired Eotech magnifier, the pattern over the glass will disappear completely, so that is good. Unfortunately, I have tried other covers for this optic, and they definitely covered too much and made it hard to see and use. So it is good to see that largely this issue is solved with the HexCap. Okay, so here comes an important test. When I reviewed the RMR variant of the HexCap, I had a couple people ask if this would stop an Airsoft BB. At the time, I didn't directly test it, but I quickly said yes. After all, the construction, material, and design of the HexCap gave me a lot of confidence. The hexagonal holes in the front are also just small enough to prevent an Airsoft BB from sliding through. So let's put it to the test. What we have here is my go-to airsoft rifle pointing at the HexCap at roughly 20 to 25 feet. This is usually the safe kill radius that many fields adhere to. This rifle chrono is well under 1.55 joule, which is another limit most fields around here use, and I was using a 0.32 gram BB. So everything should be fine, right? Right? Alright, let's give this a shot. Alright, let's see how that looks. Wow. Didn't make it. Look at that. And there you have it, folks. Virtually immediately within the first BB or two, the HexCap began to fall apart, at least on the hexagonal front. This is not some invincible cover to protect your glass from non-ballistic projectiles. So, does this change anything I have to say about the product? And the answer is both yes and no. See, this does change the philosophy of use of the HexCap for me, but I would still recommend it. Let me explain. See, before this Eotech variant came out for the HexCap, there was not a lot of options for sacrificial lens or kill flashes for this specific optic. Again, there are some universal ones you can stick on the front of your rail, but I wanted something much more contained on the optic. Before this, I was using the Valhalla Airsoft sacrificial lens, which you could clip on top of the Eotech and it would protect it from BBs, but even this would fail after one or two good hits and would need to be replaced. That's why it comes with spares. As for kill flashes, I tried one a while back, and honestly, it was a piece of crap, as rubber edges made it incredibly difficult to properly insert into the optic, and it felt cheaply made. And I mentioned earlier, I had issues aiming down sights with it because the cover on the front was so fine, it was very difficult to see through. Finally, having a cover that serves the purpose of both was a niche yet very useful addition to the kit, and I quickly jumped to get this product. It's disappointing it isn't more durable to BBs, but remember, most sacrificial lenses are roughly the same in durability, and thus still pass the minimum standards you normally see. In addition, every BB that was still hitting the hex cap for the glass still loses a lot of momentum, seriously mitigating permanent damage to your glass. I think the biggest issue for buyers at this point is seeing the $60 price tag for this variant of the hex cap, and are appalled at thinking they need to buy another one every time a BB hits its cover within a couple dozen yards. With this said, take a common sacrificial lens, take a common kill flash, and combine the two prices together, you find the price to be very comparable. So with this, would I still recommend the product? Yes, but especially for the airsofters out there, just understand that this thing isn't going to take hundreds of BBs. It's just very similar to any other sacrificial lens, just in a better compact package. With that said, tell me what you think. Would you use this product? If so, would it just be for airsoft, for real steel, or both? Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you around next time.